Joyful day, everyone. So today's topic is on multiple income streams, passive income streams, and active income streams. So these are the streams of income that you need to know so that you can add more to your current income. Okay, so before I start, I would like to tell you it's a bit late and it's my birthday, but I have to record this because I want that I will be able to share to you at least every week what I've learned. So this is it. The income streams, think of it as different rivers, okay, or maybe faucet of money flowing into your life, having multiple income streams. So means you don't depend entirely on one source. Guys, I've discussed this in passing, but this time I will discuss it in detail. So active income. Definition: money you earn by directly exchanging your time, effort, skills, or services for money. If you stop working, the income generally stops. So that's active income. So examples of this is salary from a job, because you're working actively. You're exchanging time for money. Freelancing, consulting, coaching, professional services, commissions, selling products where you personally do the work, running a business that requires your daily involvement, YouTube income that requires you to continually create content. So, and other professions. Of course, other professions like if you're an engineer, if you're a lawyer, etc. As long as you exchange your time for money, that's an active income. So, simple example, you work 8 hours and earn 2,000. You're being paid primarily for the work you perform. So, as a school principal before, that's relatively how I earn and what I earn in a day of 8 hours of work and stress. And stress. So I was exchanging time for money, which now I don't do anymore because I am almost completely on passive income. So passive income, which I love. Definition: money generated from an asset, investment, intellectual property, or system that can continue producing income without requiring your constant direct involvement. So, passive doesn't necessarily mean zero work. Most passive income requires work or capital to establish and maintain the source. So, I will discuss to you later on how I do this. Examples. So, rental income from property, dividends from investments. So, you can invest. I told you already about investments, UITFs, ETFs. Me, I have in our country, we have what we call MP2. I'm also a member of a cooperative where my money can earn dividends there, but I'm not that active there yet. Sorry, there's a mosquito. And also, I hope I have insurance that earns stocks. Okay, so those are types of my investments. Dividends from investments, interest income, so maybe from your savings, royalties from books, music, or intellectual property. So if you're a writer or you have written a book, there's always that royalties that comes with it every time someone buys your book. Or if you are a musician or a singer or something like that. So also intellectual properties. So those things. Licensing income. Okay, digital products that continue selling. Yeah, so if you're nowadays there are so many YouTube channels that's utilizing AI, so it keeps earning. So also if you like this, if you make YouTube videos, it would be there for until you take it down or until or if YouTube takes it down. So Those are digital products. You can also sell courses, something like that. Certain affiliate income systems. So, Amazon, Lazada, and Shopee, Timo, what else? Shine, they pronounce it as Shine. You can go for affiliate marketing there and earn income from that. A YouTube library that continues earning from older videos. So I told you already about that YouTube library. A business operated largely by employees and systems. So there are really big companies or stores or department stores. They run already on employees and systems. You know, the owners of those really big stores, they don't work anymore. I mean, maybe they work, but their business can run without them. Okay, or with minimal supervision. Simple example, you create an online course once, which I already mentioned, people continue purchasing it months later without you personally teaching every customer. So, multiple income streams, which I love also because you get incomes from different streams, from different sources. Multiple income streams definition, having two or more sources of income rather than relying on only one. For example, income stream type, salary is active income. Freelancing, active. Rental property, passive. But of course, you still have to go there, and if there are leaks or anything like that, you have to, fix that. Have someone fix that. But it's considered passive. Dividends, passive. YouTube, potentially semi-passive. Digital products, potentially semi-passive. Online business, active or semi-passive. A person could therefore have both active and passive income at the same time, which I did. Okay, so guys, what I did, I will just tell you because this is probably a bit long. So I was already in an active income, and I invested in my first business, and I have other businesses which give me passive income. So I was having an active income and a passive income at the same time. So a useful way to think about it, active income, you work, you get paid. Passive income, your asset system works, you get paid. So I have a system of my own, which I told you already. I utilize my friends, I leverage my friends' talents and their time so I can earn through them. So they're the ones doing the work. I'm the one investing. Although the money that I invested, of course, I have worked for 30 years. So it's not completely passive because I have worked for it already from my active income. So now it's time for my money to work for me. So that's passive income. Because if you don't learn to make money work for you, you will be working all your life. And if you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, you will be working all your life until such time that you retire. Multiple income streams, several sources, money comes in from different directions. One important distinction, a lot of things are called passive income when they're actually semi or semi-passive. For example, YouTube can become relatively passive because your old videos may continue generating advertising revenue, but you may still need to create new videos, manage the channel, respond to viewers, and maintain the business. So, YouTube is not actually completely passive also, but there are so many successful YouTubers like Mr. Beast, but they also spend a lot, and they spend a lot of time making those videos, and they have other people working for them. So it's not actually completely passive, but there's recurring income from that because your old videos can still make you money. Likewise, rental property can be relatively passive if a property manager handles it. But it still involves expenses, vacancies, repairs, taxes, and management. So it only becomes passive if you have property manager that handles it. Of course, they get certain percentage from the income of that property. But of course, it also involves expenses. I told you already, if there are leakages, if there are damages, of course you have to spend for that. And sometimes, when the persons renting your property leave and there are no new rentees, do you call that rentees? How do you call that? Anyway, of course, you will have vacancies, and then repairs, taxes, management. Of course, you have to pay taxes for your house and lot. Of course, the management, if you have property manager, you have to pay for that. A strong income structure. For long-term financial stability, you can think in 3 layers. Active income pays for today's needs. Semi-passive business income builds scalable income. Passive income or assets builds long-term financial independence. So the goal isn't necessarily to eliminate active work. It's to gradually convert some of the money you earn actively into assets that can produce income without requiring all of your time. So to summarize, guys, multiple income streams, of course, income that comes from different directions. Active income, income that you exchange your effort and time for money. And then passive income, actually, it's actually semi-passive. There's no completely passive income. Even me, I still have to list down. I still have to follow up from my business partners. How are you doing? Where's the money? Where's the money for this month? How many like this, like that? I always have to follow up also. So it's not completely passive. But of course, if you have a semi-passive or passive income, it's a lot easier than your active income. But of course, you need capital for investments, for investing this to different investment opportunities, like a business, or, you know, ETFs, UITFs, bonds, mutual funds, which I already discussed with you. And there are so many semi-passive businesses that you can do. You can also write a book, you know, courses like that, if you are into that. You can research more on passive income if you're interested in that, while you have your active income, so that you can have other income on the side. If you want multiple income streams, of course, it's very wise that you have multiple income streams, because if you lose your job, you're out. You will not have any income anymore. But if you have other income streams, even if you lose your active job for some reason, you still have your backup income. So that's the good thing about having multiple income streams and having passive income streams and having your money work for you, because it's time. Sometimes we feel that it's time for my money to work for me, because I want to relax, I want my time freedom, I want my money freedom, you know. It's time to take care of myself. Like today, this week, guys, you know, I relaxed because it's my birthday week. Today is actually my birthday. So I relaxed. I had a massage, I had a facial, etc. I went shopping. I ate at a posh restaurant with my friends, and then another restaurant with my family today. So, you know, you get the perks. If you make your finances really good, like you allocate things really, really wisely, you can actually have your time back. Especially if you're getting older, it's really important that you take care more of yourself. So you can be, you know, you have that rest that you really need. You can exercise, you can dance, whatever you like to do. I like swimming and all that. So guys, if you have any questions, you can just write them in the comments and I'll just try to answer. And it's very good to have both active and passive income. If of course, if you can still do it and you think you still have the stamina and the tolerance for the stress of the active income, you can have active and passive at the same time, and you can of course have multiple income streams so that you will, you know, have your money grow exponentially. And if you want to retire early, of course, you have to set aside those things. Set aside for savings and investments, and also emergency fund, which I will be talking to you about on the next videos. It's very important that you have your emergency fund. So, guys, I will give you examples on that. Guys, this is the video for today. Thank you so much. And good health, wealth, and abundance to everyone. Thank you for watching.